Welcome back to the channel with me, Dr. Vivian Atud. In today's video, we are looking at budgeting like a boss, and keeping God first. If you are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, enable notification. So when we create other great contents, you will be number one to know. So in today's video, we are delving into how to budget like a boss while keeping God first. So we'll explore practical tips for managing your finances effectively while staying true to your faith. So are you ready to transform your financial life? Let's get started. So let me start by defining what is budgeting and putting it simple. Budgeting is a financial plan that allocates your income towards your expenses, towards your debt repayment, and towards your building of assets. It's a roadmap to achieve your financial goals. So it doesn't matter how much you earn or what is the source of your income, whatever your income is. I mean, back in the day, income was measured in herds, in cattle, in olive oil and other things, tangible assets. Today, whether it's money in the bank and every kind of resources that you can use to measure your earnings, you still need to allocate that to your expenses, to paying off your debt, and to savings and investment. It doesn't matter how much your income is, at every level of life, you still need to be able to have a budget. So the question is, why is it important? Why do we need to budget in the first place? Think about it. Budgeting can help you stay on track. It can help you avoid debt. It can help you build wealth. It can help you go to where you want to go. And let me take you back to the good book and let's look at what the wisest man who ever lived said in the book of Proverbs. Solomon said, the wise stores up choice food and olive oil, but fools, they destroy theirs, they eat theirs. So, talking about budgeting, it aligns with biblical principles of stewardship, principles of managing resources. Back in the day, people were not paid in pay stubs, in money in the bank. People earned physical, tangible assets, and wise people already knew how to store some for the future. But fools or people that were not mindful of where they are going, had no financial goals, squandered everything that they had. So, how do we, maybe you are saying, oh, like really, I'm like, I spend everything. This actually, I don't work with a budget, but the thing is, it doesn't matter what level you are. If you are watching this video, it means that you might be interested in how do I get myself from the cycle of not budgeting? How do I get myself from the cycle of not staying on budget to being more efficient? How do I gain some knowledge that can help me improve in this area of budgeting? And let me tell you, step number one is track your income and expenses. Start by listing how much am I making, how much am I earning, and where is my money going to just for a month. This will give you what, a clear picture of where your money is going. And so once you have aligned, analyzed, tracking your income for a year, the next step is setting financial goals. Now that I know where my money is going to do, I like my money to continue going to where it's going to, or could I set better goals? So you need to be able to look at in the short term, in the medium term, in the long term, how can I allocate my financial resources for savings, for vacations, to pay off my debts, in a way that will benefit me. So once you have set these goals, you need to then do what? Allocate your income. So you now said, okay, now I want to go for vacation. Now I want to pay debts. Now I want to pay for college. Now I want to pay for my property and this and that and that. So you now have to divide your income into categories like housing, like food, like transportation, like savings, and you ensure that you are prioritizing what is important to you and what is essential to you, and you are leaving some room for savings. I mean, it is clear some people's income, sometimes a majority of your money just goes for expenses, food, transportation, and basic expenses, and you really have little or nothing left. But the question is, in that little or nothing left, if you save just a little bit, you build in a culture, and you give just a little bit, you build in a culture. So it doesn't really matter how much you earn. You just have to be diligent to know that in all areas that are important to me, I will put something in it. And once you've allocated your earnings according to your financial goals and all that, nothing is cast on gold. Remember, life is in stages. One day you are a graduate and you just start earning, maybe just came out of college and you're making so much money. At that point in time, you can decide to save more. You can decide maybe to do more vacation, save more. But guess what? Years down the line, now you are married, or now you're thinking of buying your first property and all that, your expenses go up, and maybe you can now begin to reduce your savings, and you get to another phase of your life. Maybe now you're having children and all things, and your expenses go to another level. So depending on where you are in your career, you can, or in your life stages, you can be able to monitor your budgets and reallocate them to a way that suits your need at that particular time, because life changes and so should your budget. So Proverbs 27 and in verse 23 advises us, be sure to know the conditions of your flocks. Give careful attention to your herd. I mean, you need to always know, I mean, flocks and herds, those were the resources. You must pay attention to your money. Where is your money going? How is your money serving you? And from the very olden days of the Bible, this was already an important principle. And another thing that it's key, many people don't understand, many people are still battling to know how important is this, is keeping God first in your finances. Giving, even people that are not believers understand this concept of giving, because giving just creates room for you. And I tell you, if I were going to use this video just to share with you how giving has opened doors for me, I mean, it's going to take us hours just going through all that. But I can tell you that when you build a culture of giving, whether it's tithing, according to what the Bible says in Malachi 3 verse 10 says, bring the whole tithe to the storehouse, that there may be food in my house. Test me in this and see how the Lord Almighty, I will open what the floodgates of heaven and pour out so much more blessings that there will not be room enough to contain it. So make tithing, make giving a priority in your budget. There is just a lot of ways to give, and once you do that, you are going to start seeing results. And the next point is prayer and financial decisions. I mean, the world is more spiritual than it is physical. So as much as we plan, as much as we budget, as much as we even give and tithe, we need to pray. We need to seek the guidance of God in our financial decisions. Like the book of Proverbs, Solomon continues to encourage us in chapter 3. He says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him, and he will make your paths straight, your paths to budgeting, your paths to saving, your paths to running out of or getting out of debt, paying off your debt, paths to financial freedom and all this, submit them to the Lord. Submit them to the Lord. There is a bigger force, there is a bigger power than that which you see. The world is spiritual. So the next important point is gratitude. We live in a world where many people are so ungrateful. We always ask, we always demand, we always want new things. The question is, can you take a break and just thank God? And just thank God that you are here. You might not have had that new deal. You might not have had the promotion that you wanted, expanded your income the way you wanted, but at least you are here. At least you are alive. You stand a chance to earn an income. You might be earning minimum wage. You stand a chance to move to the next level of earning. You might not have had a new business contract. You are alive and you stand a chance to bid for that. So whatever your life situation is, you need to be intentional about being content, being grateful every day, waking up, thanking God. This is an opportunity for me to go out there and be beneficial to myself, beneficial to society, and earn an income. Lord, I am just thankful. I am just grateful, whether for food, whether for everything. This gratitude draws positivity and draws the resources, the people, the partners. People begin to connect with this positive attitude, this grateful attitude. So as we begin to wrap up this video for today, remember we have been talking about budgeting like a boss and learning from the Bible, putting God first. We've talked about the importance. What is budget? Allocating whatever your resource is to your spending or your expenses, to paying off your debt, and to savings or investment, or put it simple, it's a roadmap to achieve your financial goals. And like I said, we looked at why is it important? Why is it important? It helps you achieve your financial goals. You need to evaluate where you are. How do you go about budgeting? So the best way to go about is to see, where am I? What am I earning, and where's my money going to? Am I happy where my money is going to? The answer to the question is no. How do I set goals, medium term, long term goals? How do I allocate how much I'm earning towards these goals? And like I said, nothing is cast on goals. Life changes, and so does your budget change. Your life will change. Sometimes you are single, sometimes you're married, sometimes you have family, sometimes you might be alone, retired, and all that. So in all the phases of life, you need to be able to dynamically change your budget. So as we begin to close, I hope that you are committed to budgeting like a boss. You are committed to keeping God first in your finances. Start by creating your budget today and see how God can transform your financial life. If you found this video useful, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to hit notification, don't forget to share the video, so that when we create other content, it would be useful to you. You would be number one to know. So go down in the comments, share your experiences with budgeting. I'd love to hear from you, but don't go anywhere yet. Stay tuned for more insightful videos where we combine practical wisdom with spiritual guidance to navigate life's challenges. So I will see you in the next video.